Tunai Hamla Duke the Damato Sutta name Parihana Sutta. This Sutta come from Ataka Nipada and Godra Nikaya. Parihana means declining of your Dhamma.
Pada malam hari ini, Yang Mulia Sayadaw akan memberikan ceramah tentang Parihana Sutta dari Anguttara Nikaya. Parihana di sini maksudnya adalah kemerosotan Dhamma kita.
Ati me bhekkhwe Dhamma se khatta bhikkhu no parihanaya tahodandi katame atha bhikkhu these 8 things when the yogi have there these 8 things their Dhamma were declined.
Para bhikkhu, apabila yogi mempunyai 8 hal ini, maka dhammanya akan merosot.
Katame atha what it is 8 things.
Ada 8 hal.
Karma ramata, when the yogi enjoying with the karma, means that the karma means that you do something. For the yogi you have to practice. Karma means that you are enjoying doing other things, right? So when you are enjoying with the other things, right? So when you like to taking care of the other things, then your meditation cannot improve. You cannot practice, right? There are many ways, right? Some yogi interested doing something, right? Some yogi interested, right? So many things. So when you are in meditation retreat, you have to keep practicing, or accept the meditation center assign you, right? To clean the Dhamma hall, sometimes to clean the toilet, right? Actually here, when we conduct the meditation retreat, right? The organizer taking care for everything, right? Yogi don't need to do anything. So yogi can fully practice the whole day, right? According to the schedule. No need to cook, no need to cleaning the hall, no need to do the other things. That's why for our yogis okay, right? Because you are practicing according to the schedule, no enjoying doing other things. But when you go to meditation center, you have to always remember, right? I am yogi. You should not enjoy doing other things. If you are enjoying doing with other things, your mind more and more in the working, right, job. But meditation, mind is less and less. So your meditation cannot improve when you are enjoying working for others.
Para yogi yang menikmati kama. Di sini yogi kewajibannya sesungguhnya adalah mempraktekkan meditasi. Apabila yogi kemudian lebih menyukai mengerjakan hal-hal lain, mau mengerjakan hal yang lain, maka ia tidak bisa mempraktekkan meditasi dengan baik. Yogi apabila tertarik untuk mengerjakan hal-hal yang lain, maka ini tidak bisa membawa kemajuan. Jika Anda berada pada suatu retret, maka Anda harus tetap selalu mempraktekkan meditasi Anda. Kecuali pihak center menugaskan Anda untuk membersihkan ruang dhamma atau membersihkan kamar kecil. Di sini sesungguhnya penyelenggara sudah melakukan semua hal untuk para yogi. Para yogi bisa mempraktekkan meditasi di sepanjang hari. Para yogi tidak perlu memasak, tidak perlu membersihkan Dhamma hall. Jadi, para yogi bisa mempraktekkan meditasi sesuai dengan jadwal yang ada. Tidak perlu mengerjakan hal-hal lain. Para yogi ketika pergi ke center haruslah selalu diingat agar tidak menikmati mengerjakan pekerjaan-pekerjaan yang lain. Kalau para yogi lebih menyukai mengerjakan hal-hal yang lain, maka waktu untuk bermeditasi menjadi berkurang dan berkurang. Dan ini akan berakibat meditasi Anda tidak akan mengalami kemajuan.
Amatu bhatta aramata, bhatta means talking, right? Arama, enjoying. When you are in practice and when you are in the retreat, when you are enjoying with the talking, right? So then your meditation cannot be improved, will be decline, right? The talking is very dangerous for our yogis' meditation progress, right? So that's why you have to have very strong determination, right? When you are in the retreat, it is not important, it is not necessary, don't talk, right? It isn't necessary, you can talk, right? Only for necessary, right? So when you are in the retreat, when you really follow, practice according to the schedule, yeah, you see your meditation progress gradually, right? But when you feel boring, you would like to talk, you talk, finally you want to talk, right? You want to talk more. When you know information more, you want to know more. So when you know more, you want to talk more. And you want to talk more, you have the more wandering mind, right? More wandering mind, that's why when you are talking, when the yogi are talking, enjoying with the talking, their dhamma will be decline.
Yang kedua adalah apabila yogi menikmati untuk berbicara. Di dalam retret meditasi, jika yogi menikmati untuk berbicara, maka dhamma Anda akan mengalami kemerosotan. Berbicara adalah sangat berbahaya bagi para yogi. Apabila Anda sedang menjalankan retret, maka jika tidak penting, janganlah berbicara. Apabila hal itu penting, maka berbicaralah yang penting itu saja. Apabila Anda berada dalam retret, Anda haruslah selalu mengikuti jadwal yang ada. Pada saat itu Anda akan bisa melihat kemajuan dari meditasi Anda. Apabila Anda mulai merasa jemu, kemudian Anda mulai berbicara, Anda mulai lebih banyak berbicara dan lebih banyak lagi. Kemudian Anda mengetahui lebih banyak dan Anda ingin berbicara lebih banyak lagi. Maka pada saat itu pikiran yang mengembara akan lebih banyak dan lebih banyak lagi. Jadi apabila yogi berbicara dan menikmati pembicaraan, maka dhammanya akan mengalami kemerosotan.
Nida aramata, nida means sleeping, right? Yogi. When the yogi are enjoying with the sleepy, right? So then your mind more and more drowsy. When you practice meditation, your mind not very clear anymore, right? So when the mind not very clear, even though you sit 1 hour, 2 hours, but seeing the object not very clear, cannot see, right? Then cannot make progress, right? So Mati Saraji said very often, if you have about 4 hours sleep, it is clearly enough, right? Of course, the 5 hours is okay, right? 5 hours. But 4 hours sleep every night, we have the enough, right? But according to the Buddha teaching, right, the 4 hours sleep enough, but the other, from the point of the Buddha's view, right? They have the different, right? They have the different idea, right? Because the Buddha time, even the some of the bhikkhu, right? They have the dudinga, they do not sleep, right? They sit, they just sit, right? They have the nap. They don't really lie down on the floor, right? So that's why about 4 hours sleep is enough, right? So of course sometimes the yogi feel very tired, body sick, sometimes you can sleep more, right? So other than that, you have to keep practicing according to the schedule. When the yogi are enjoying with the sleepy, right? So they feel sleepy, they enjoy a lot. So they would like to sleep a lot. Their meditation cannot be improved, will be decline. Right?
Yang selanjutnya adalah mengantuk. Apabila yogi menikmati rasa mengantuk ini, maka batin atau pikirannya akan menjadi lebih berat. Praktek meditasinya menjadi tidak jernih. Meskipun dia duduk selama 1 atau 2 jam, tapi ia tidak bisa melihat objeknya dengan jernih. Dan praktek meditasinya tidak bisa mengalami kemajuan. Mahasi Sayadaw selalu mengatakan bahwa 4 jam tidur di malam hari sudahlah cukup. Menurut ajaran Buddha, tidur di malam hari selama 4 jam adalah sudah cukup. Tentu ada pandangan berbeda dari kelompok dokter. Di zaman Buddha, para biku ada yang menjalankan praktek dhutanga. Mereka tidak tidur rebah, mereka hanya duduk saja seperti lelap sejenak. 4 jam sudahlah cukup. Tentu kadang-kadang yogi merasa kelelahan atau yogi sedang sakit. Pada saat itu tentu yogi bisa tidur untuk waktu yang lebih panjang. Yogi haruslah mempraktekkan meditasi sesuai dengan jadwal yang ada. Apabila yogi menikmati tidur, maka meditasinya tidak akan mengalami kemajuan dan kahamanya cenderung merosot.
Tenganika Ramada, Tenganika means enjoying with your friend, right? Others. So you are enjoying with your friend, right? When you are enjoying with your friend, yes, you cannot practice, right? Someone they really enjoy with their friend. Without their friend, even they cannot go to practice, right? So they have to stay with their friend, associate, talk, something do together, right? So when you are stay alone, sometimes feel boring, right? Some people, they know they are yogi, even though they meet their friend, they still trying to maintain their awareness, right? But some, they cannot control their mind, right? Even though meditation center remind them, do not enjoy with their socializing, right? Do not enjoy with the socializing. Do not enjoy with your friend, right? Even though the center meditation data remind them, but some people they still cannot control their emotional feeling, right? When they see the people, they would like to talk, right? Associate, right? So that's why the meditation idea you have to practice, right? Practice. Even the Buddha time, right? The history of the bhikkhu asking the meditation instruction from the Buddha, right? Then they went to the forest near the wall of the village name called Madika, right? So the lady, so she is the mother of the leader from the Madika village, right? That's what they call Madika Mata, right? She is the mother of the Madika Mata village. So when the monk came to Armstrong to her house, she offered the food, right? Then she would like to know, right? The monk, so they are staying in the forest, she visited there, right? When she visited there, surprisingly, she didn't see any monk, right? She didn't ask him, where the monk go, right? Where they stay? Where do they go? She asked one of the bhikkhu, yes, monks are usually stay alone, we are practicing, right? But if you would like to see the monk, right? So I can bring the bear, right? Then the monk bring the bear, the monk came out from their meditation with the mindfulness, right? Oh, actually, as human beings, we like to talk very much. We have to stay with the other people. Without other, we feel very boring, right? So now, so your lifestyle is so different. You don't stay together. What are you doing? You don't like each other. You don't talk each other. No, actually we like each other, we talk each other, but we practice. Right? We practice meditation. Then she was very interested, right? She was very interested. How about like female, like me, can I practice? Yes, you can practice. Then the monk taught her how to practice, right? So she practiced at the home. Finally, she attained the Anagami, right? So this story I show very clearly, even the Buddha time, right? When they go to the forest, they make promised not to talk, right? Not to talk, they stay alone, practice, observing their body and mind, both sitting, walking, daily mindfulness, right? That's why they socializing, right? Enjoying with the friend aided there, make your meditation, not improve, can go down. Right?
Yang selanjutnya adalah menikmati berkumpul bersama teman-teman. Jika Anda menikmati berkumpul dengan teman-teman, maka Anda tidak bisa mempraktekkan meditasi. Ada orang yang sangat menikmati berkumpul bersama teman-temannya. Bahkan jika tidak pergi bersama temannya, mereka tidak mau pergi praktek meditasi. Mereka senang saling berbicara dan berkumpul bersama-sama. Tinggal seorang diri menjadikannya sangat jemu. Kadang-kadang ada yogi yang walaupun berjumpa dengan temannya, tapi mereka tetap berusaha menjaga kesadarannya. Kadang-kadang ada yang tidak bisa melakukan hal itu. Walaupun sudah diingatkan oleh pihak center ataupun guru agar jangan bersosialisasi, jangan berbicara dengan teman, tetap saja ada yang tidak bisa mengendalikan dirinya. Tetap saja selalu saling berbicara. Gagasan dari pusat meditasi adalah agar para yogi itu mempraktekkan meditasi dengan baik. Pada zaman Buddha, ada 60 orang biku yang ingin mempraktekkan meditasi. Mereka menghadap Buddha dan memohon instruksi meditasi. Setelah Buddha memberikan instruksi meditasi, mereka pergi ke hutan di dekat suatu desa. Desa itu bernama Matika. Di sana ada seorang ibu, pemimpin dari desa itu. Ia disebut Matika Mata. Ketika para biku pergi untuk menerima dana makan, ibu ini memberikan persembahan dana makan. Kemudian ibu itu ingin mengetahui para biku berdiam di mana. Para biku berdiam di hutan, dan kemudian ibu ini mengunjungi mereka. Pada saat Matika Mata mengunjungi para biku di hutan, ia tidak melihat seorang biku pun. Kemudian ia berpikir di manakah mereka, kemana mereka pergi, karena tidak melihat seorang biku pun. Kemudian ada seorang biku muncul, kemudian ibu ini bertanya kepada biku tadi, di manakah para biku yang lainnya? Kemudian dijawab bahwa para biku ini berdiam masing-masing seorang diri. Apabila ibu ingin menjumpai para biku, ibu bisa membunyikan lonceng ini. Kemudian ketika lonceng dibunyikan, para biku keluar tetap dengan berperhatian murni. Memang sebagai manusia kita suka berbicara. Meskipun demikian kita harus berhati-hati untuk tidak berbicara satu dengan yang lainnya ketika kita sedang bermeditasi. Memang gaya hidup kita berbeda. Matika Mata kemudian menanyakan apakah mereka ada ketegangan. Dijawab tidak, bahwa mereka sedang mempraktekkan meditasi. Matika Mata sangat tertarik dengan apa yang dijelaskan oleh para biku. Kemudian ia bertanya, apakah kaum wanita boleh mempraktekkan meditasi? Dijawab, iya, kaum wanita juga bisa mempraktekkan meditasi. Kemudian para biku mengajarkan bagaimana cara mempraktekkan meditasi. Matika Mata lalu mempraktekkan meditasi di rumah dan ia berhasil mencapai tataran anagami. Dalam cerita ini ditunjukkan dengan jelas bahwa para biku itu pergi ke hutan mempraktekkan meditasi, tidak saling berbicara. Mereka berdiam sendiri, masing-masing sendiri, dan mempraktekkan meditasi, melakukan pengamatan terhadap batin dan jasmani, melakukan meditasi duduk, meditasi jalan, dan melakukan pengamatan terhadap kegiatan sehari-hari. Apabila seorang yogi menikmati untuk selalu berkumpul bersama teman-temannya, maka praktek meditasinya akan mengalami kemerosotan.
Indiya itu agoda dwara, Indiya means sakhu, eyes, ears, nose and body, mind. Agoda dwara, not taking care, right? Not restrained, not taking care or not restrained, right? Do not keep your eyes, ears, right? You want to look at, you look at. You want to talk, you talk. You want to listen, you listen, right? So when you do not have the very good indriya, I look at here and then. When you look at here and then, listen here and then, so you have a lot of wandering mind, right? So that's why in the Pali text saying, right, you have to behave like blind person, deaf person, a mute person, a sick person, right? So if you practice this way, right, then you only focus your body and mind every day, then your meditation can improve. But if you do not really restrain your eyes, ears, nose, and body, right, body and mind, then very hard to improve, right? So that's why during the meditation retreat, right, even though sometimes you are hungry, right, you have to observe. But sometimes some people, they cannot control their mouth. When they hungry, right, they do something, make coffee, other, so many things, right? So a lot of work, right? So that's why they're doing the meditation retreat, right? So you have to really restrain your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind. Then your meditation will improve. Otherwise, your meditation can be stuck, can be declined.
Yang selanjutnya adalah mata, telinga, hidung, lidah, tubuh dan pikiran. Apabila tidak dijaga, tidak terjaga, ini akan menyebabkan kemerosotan. Apabila kita tidak menjaga pada mata, telinga, hidung, lidah, tubuh dan pikiran kita ingin melihat sesuatu, kita melihat. Ingin berbicara, berbicara. Ingin mengamati ke sana kemari, dilakukan. Ingin mendengar sana sini, dilakukan. Maka akan memunculkan banyak pikiran yang mengembara. Pada saat kita mempraktekkan meditasi, kita harus bertindak seolah-olah kita ini seorang yang buta, seorang yang tuli, seorang yang bisu, seperti seorang yang sakit. Jika Anda bisa mempraktekkan seperti itu, maka Anda bisa selalu memfokuskan perhatian Anda pada batin dan jasmani Anda di setiap hari. Dengan cara itu, meditasi Anda akan mengalami kemajuan. Jika Anda tidak bisa menjaga mata, telinga, hidung, lidah, tubuh, dan pikiran Anda, maka akan sulit bagi Anda untuk mencapai kemajuan di dalam meditasi. Pada saat Anda mengikuti retret meditasi, pada waktu Anda merasa lapar, sesungguhnya Anda juga harus melakukan pengamatan terhadapnya. Tetapi ada yogi yang kemudian misalnya membuat kopi atau pekerjaan yang lainnya. Jadi banyak hal yang harus mereka kerjakan. Padahal sesungguhnya di dalam retret meditasi, para yogi harus menjaga mata, telinga, hidung, lidah, tubuh, dan pikiran mereka. Sehingga meditasi mereka bisa mengalami kemajuan. Jika tidak, meditasinya tidak bisa mengalami kemajuan, terhenti, bahkan akan merosot.
Moderate in eating, right? Moderate in the eating means you have to really know amount of the food you should eat, right? When you eat more than the necessary, you feel lazy, body not comfortable, feel sleepy, cannot bright day, right? So not less eating, not much eating, right? We have to really know what kind of amount of food you should eat. Then if you really know how to eat and moderate in the eating, right? Then you have enough energy. Otherwise, sometimes you have the more energy, less energy, cannot bright day. That's why. If there's someone yogi do not really know moderate in the eating, they sometimes eat more, sometimes eat less, right? So that's why in the Mahati meditation center, including my center, right? Sometimes some yogi they don't want to eat breakfast, some yogi they don't want to eat lunch, some yogi they don't want to eat for 1 day, 2 days, right? But according to the Buddha teachings, you have to eat regularly, right? You have to eat regularly to have enough energy for their Buddha sadhana, right? So otherwise, if you do not really understand how to eat, more eating, less eating, then cannot practice your meditation can decline. Right?
Yang selanjutnya adalah kecukupan di dalam makanan. Ketika Anda makan, maka Anda harus mengetahui jumlah makanan yang memadai. Apabila Anda makan berlebihan, maka akan menyebabkan kemalasan, rasa tubuh tidak nyaman dan juga mengantuk, sehingga Anda tidak bisa mempraktekkan meditasi Anda. Jadi Anda tidak boleh makan kekurangan, tetapi juga Anda tidak boleh makan terlalu banyak. Anda harus tahu sebanyak mana kecukupan Anda dalam hal makanan. Anda harus makan yang cukup sehingga Anda memiliki cukup tenaga untuk mempraktekkan meditasi. Seseorang yang tidak mengetahui kecukupan dalam hal makan, kadang-kadang makan terlalu banyak atau kadang-kadang terlalu sedikit, maka akan menyulitkan dalam praktek meditasinya. Sayadaw menceritakan, baik di Mahasi Center maupun di Center Sayadaw, kadang-kadang ada yogi yang tidak mau makan sarapan, kadang-kadang ada yang tidak mau makan siang. Tetapi sesungguhnya di dalam ajaran Buddha, kita seharusnya harus makan secara reguler, secara teratur, agar kita bisa memiliki cukup energi untuk Buddha Sasana ini. Kalau Anda tidak bisa mengetahui kecukupan jumlah makanan Anda makan terlalu banyak atau makan terlalu sedikit, ini akan menyebabkan kemunduran di dalam praktek meditasi Anda.
Sansaka Ramada, Sansaka associate, right? Sometimes the female would like to associate with the male, male would like to associate with the female, right? Sansaka Ramada. Sometimes they would like to see each other, talk each other, sharing the thing each other, right? So when the yogis are in the meditation retreat, when the yogi those kind of mind enjoy associate with the other opposite sex, right? So then yogi cannot practice. That's why their meditation can be declined. Right?
Kemudian yang selanjutnya adalah berhubungan atau berasosiasi dengan lawan jenis. Misalnya kaum wanita ingin berjumpa dengan yang pria ingin bergaul dengan kaum wanita. Ingin bertemu satu dengan yang lainnya, ingin berbicara satu dengan yang lainnya, dan ingin juga berbagi. Para yogi ketika sedang melakukan retret meditasi dan menikmati bergaul dengan lawan jenisnya, maka praktek meditasinya tidak akan mengalami kemajuan, tetapi justru akan mengalami kemerosotan.
Pabensa ramada, pabensa means that we are enjoying with the life, right? We are enjoying with the life, we are enjoying with the kilesa, right? So when we enjoy with the kilesa, practice meditation very difficult, very impossible, right? Because they are enjoying with their life, right? So go to the restaurant, go to the theater, so listening to the music, seeing their friends, going to their vacation, right? Having their enjoying with their family, right? So when they are enjoying this, like this, they cannot practice, right? When they cannot practice, they cannot improve. That's why someone like enjoying, right? Enjoying themselves, right? Practice meditation means we try to let go, right? If you are enjoying with your life, with the kilesa others, then your meditation can be declined.
Yang selanjutnya adalah menikmati kehidupan atau menikmati kilesa. Apabila kita menikmati kilesa, maka meditasi ini adalah sesuatu yang tidak mungkin. Orang yang menikmati kehidupan mau pergi ke restoran, pergi ke teater, mendengarkan musik, bertemu dengan teman-teman, pergi berlibur, menikmati kebersamaan dengan keluarga. Jika mereka menikmati hal-hal yang demikian, maka mereka tidak bisa mempraktekkan meditasi. Praktek meditasinya tidak akan mengalami kemajuan karena ia selalu menikmati dirinya sendiri. Praktek meditasi sesungguhnya artinya adalah melepaskan. Jika orang tetap menikmati kehidupan, maka meditasinya ini tidak bisa mengalami kemajuan dan akan mengalami kemerosotan.
Imeko bhikkhu adadhamma dekata bhikkhu no parihanaya tamodandi the bhikkhu. These 8 things are make the Sanyogi who practice meditation, then when they have these 8 things, your meditation will be declined.
Buddha mengatakan kepada para bhikkhu bahwa itulah 8 hal. Bagi para yogi yang mempraktekkan meditasi, kalau mereka menikmati 8 hal itu, maka meditasinya akan mengalami kemerosotan.
Ati me bhikkhu dhamma dekata bhikkhu no aparihanaya tamodani karame atha na kamma ramada na batta ramada na nidda ramada na thengnika ramada indi etu gauda dwara bodhini matte nyuta atandaka ramada nipapinda ramada imeko bhikkhu adadhamma dekata bhikkhu no aparihanaya tamodani the bhikkhu. When the bhikkhu yogi have these 8 things, and the yogi meditation will not be declined, will be improved.
Kemudian apabila para bhikkhu, para yogi tidak memiliki 8 hal itu, maka praktek meditasinya akan mengalami kemajuan.
Kadami ada wadesa 8 na kamma ramada, na batta ramada, na nidda ramada, na thengnika ramada. Ini tu goda dwara bodhini matte nyuta atandaka ramada nipapinda ramada imeko bhikkhu adadhamma dekata bhikkhu no aparihanaya tamodandi. So bhikkhu yogis are not enjoying with the walking, right? Bhikkhu yogis are not enjoying with the talking. Bhikkhu yogis are not enjoying with the sleeping. Bhikkhu yogis are not enjoying with the socializing. So they restrain their 6 sense thoughts very well. So they have the moderate, they know the moderate and the eating, right? How much the food they have to eat, they know. They are not enjoying associated with the other opposite sect. They are not enjoying with the logiya kilesa. When the bhikkhu yogi has these 8 things, their meditation will not be declined, will be improved.
Apakah 8 hal yang itu? Yaitu apabila para yogi tidak menikmati bekerja ini itu, tidak menikmati saling berbicara, tidak menikmati mengantuk, tidak bersosialisasi, dan selalu menjaga 6 pintu indera dengan baik, kemudian memahami kecukupan dalam makanan, tidak berminat untuk bertemu dengan lawan jenis, kemudian juga menjaga logiya kilesa, maka praktek meditasinya tidak akan mengalami kemerosotan, tetapi justru praktek meditasinya akan mengalami kemajuan.
So do hear that Dhamma, right? So our yogi have been practicing here, right? All together about 38 days, right? 37, 38 days. Right? So we plan to finish the meditation retreat today, right? Today. So today is our last day of the 47-day meditation retreat in the Yasti meditation in the Indonesia, right? So also I would like to encourage our yogi, right? Since that you know how to practice, then you also listen to the many Dhamma talk given by the Buddha, right? So you know how to practice, then you also know a lot of Dhamma, right? Should not be confused. So only thing is that you only need strong determination, right? When you have the strong determination, practice in this way, then meditation improvement always possible, right? Meditation will not be stuck. Meditation is always possible. That's why you came to meditation center to learn how to practice. After you know how to practice, even you can practice at your monastery, at your home, right? At your home. The things of meditation, the purpose of meditation to purify our mind. To purify our mind, to remove the akusala. Right? If you really want to remove akusala, yes, meditations, we have to really do it. This meditation, we must do it. Right? If you really want to remove your kilesa, you like to purify your mind. Meditation is the only way, right, to purify our mind, to reduce our kilesa. So the more important is your determination, right? You know how to practice, you know the method. So when you know how to practice, you know the method, right? And when you have the strong determination, then everywhere you go, you will practice. No one can stop your practice of meditation. Although no one can stop, so your meditation progress, you will be always improve.
Demikianlah ceramah Sayadaw untuk hari ini. Sayadaw menjelaskan bahwa para yogi pada hari ini sudah praktek bersama-sama di sini selama sekitar 37 atau 38 hari. Dan kita merencanakan untuk mengakhiri retret kita pada hari ini. Retret selama 37 hari di Yasati di Indonesia. Sayadaw memberikan semangat kepada para yogi. Sekarang para yogi telah mengetahui bagaimana cara mempraktekkan meditasi, dan para yogi telah mendengarkan banyak ceramah Dhamma, tahu prakteknya dan mengetahui Dhamma. Sekarang yang diperlukan oleh para yogi adalah keputusan yang mantap untuk melanjutkan praktek sendiri. Pasti praktek meditasi para yogi akan mengalami kemajuan, tidak terhenti. Para yogi datang kemari untuk belajar, untuk memahami, agar bisa mempraktekkan meditasi ini di wihara sendiri ataupun di rumah sendiri. Tujuan kita mempraktekkan meditasi adalah untuk memurnikan batin ataupun pikiran kita untuk menyingkirkan akusala. Kalau kita mau menyingkirkan akusala, kita harus mempraktekkan meditasi ini. Meditasi ini adalah satu-satunya jalan untuk menyingkirkan kilesa. Keputusan yang mantap adalah sangat penting. Anda telah mengetahui metode dan cara praktek meditasi ini. Jika Anda memiliki keputusan yang mantap, maka kemanapun Anda pergi, Anda akan selalu mempraktekkan meditasi ini dan tidak ada seorang pun yang bisa menghentikan praktek Anda. Anda akan selalu mengalami kemajuan di dalam praktek meditasi Anda.
So also I'm like to thanks or sadhu, right? The Yasti Siale organized this retreat. Or the yogi kind of bride from many countries, right? Despite we had the difficulty for Corona right? But some yogis still, they are very brave, right? Very brave to come here, right? So, even though their friend remind them, right, do not go there, but they still willing to go into their plan. I also can, right? Before when I was in Taiwan, they said the coronavirus news came out, right? So then, February 7, I flew to Bangkok, then brought Bangkok to Mandalay, right? Then I applied the Indonesia visa, then I flew to Thailand, February 18, right? Then I conducted the 10-day retreat there, finished February 29, I flew to Indonesia, right? For me, it's because we are teaching meditation about the Anicca Dukkha Anatta, right? About the Anicca Dukkha Anatta, about the karma, right? If I don't really believe karma, if I don't really believe what I teach, then probably this is how to say, very funny, right? Not really serious, right? So because we believe karma, right? Well, last night I talked about, right? When we have the karma, no one can stop. No, when we have the karma, no one can stop. Right? Then also when we have the good karma, no one can kill. No one can kill, right? That's why, of course, we try our best sometimes to try to avoid some of the things, right? But when the agusala come in, no one can avoid it. When there's the kusala, no one can harm you, right? That's why we are teaching about the karma, Anicca Dukkha Anatta, right? Of course, some yogi, they are just yogi. No? They want to come, they can come. They want to cancel, they can cancel, right? Because for the lay people, they have the choice. For me, I don't have the choice. Because we are teaching Anicca Dukkha Anatta, right? Or we die. So everywhere okay, right? Because we cannot avoid. Every morning we say, right? So, Taradhammomi, right? Taradhammomi, Taranati Dodi, right? Vyadi Dhammomi. Maranadhammomi, Marananati Dodi. We cannot avoid, right? So despite we have the difficulty this time, right? But still our yogi have very strong saddha, very strong faith, very strong determination, coming here practice, right? So we trying to finish from the teacher side also. I trying to teach. I trying to take my responsibility to finish this retreat. Right? Our yogi also practice very calmly, amazingly, right? So I really appreciate all sadhu, right? Also, Shastri Siale organized, right? Every day food for the prevention for the coronavirus, right? So many checking their blood pressure, checking their temperature, right? So they taking care every day, right? So the food, the worker coming to clean the Dhamma hall, right? So when the yogi go back, like to go back, they arrange the car coming, they arrange everything, right, to supporting a lot for the yogis to make progress, right? So the teachers, organizers, yogis, donors, volunteers, workers, everyone work together to support the Buddha sadhana to finish the retreat. That's why. And every night we also practice the Metta Sutta, right? Other Siprita Sutta, right? So I also wish all the organizers, Siale, or yogi, donors, volunteers, supporting everyone, right? Be well, happy and peaceful, practice until you free from the samsara, until you reach the Nibbana. That's all for tonight's Dhamma talk.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sayadaw ingin mengucapkan sadhu untuk para syali yasati. Retret kali ini banyak yogi datang dari luar negeri, walaupun ada kesulitan berkenaan dengan virus corona. Mereka yang cukup berani tetap datang, meskipun ada teman-teman mereka yang menganjurkan agar mereka jangan pergi. Ketika virus corona ini mulai merebak, Sayadaw sedang mengajar meditasi di Taiwan. Pada tanggal 7 Februari, Sayadaw terbang ke Bangkok, kemudian Sayadaw pergi ke Mandalay untuk meminta visa. Lalu pada tanggal 18 Februari, Sayadaw mengajar meditasi 10 hari, dan tanggal 29 Sayadaw tiba di Indonesia. Bagi Sayadaw, sebagai seorang guru meditasi yang mengajarkan anicca, dukkha, dan anatta, yang mengajarkan tentang kama, sangat lucu apabila Sayadaw tidak mempercayai tentang kama dan apa yang beliau ajarkan. Semalam Sayadaw ada membahas tentang kama. Tidak ada seorang pun yang bisa menghentikan. Jika Anda memiliki kekuatan kama baik, tidak ada seorang pun yang bisa membunuh. Walaupun kita sudah berusaha dengan sebaik mungkin, kalau kita memiliki aku salah, tidak ada seorang pun yang bisa menahan akibat buruk yang harus kita terima. Kalau kita memiliki kusala, maka tidak ada seorang pun yang bisa mencelakai kita. Sayadaw mengajarkan tentang kama, juga mengajarkan tentang anicca, dukkha, dan anatta. Bagi para yogi, ada kebebasan untuk tetap datang ataupun menunda. Tetapi bagi Sayadaw ini tidak ada pilihan. Sayadaw mengajarkan tentang anicca, dukkha, dan anatta. Jadi kematian terjadi dimanapun, itu tidak masalah. Di setiap pagi kita membacakan bahwa kita akan mengalami usia tua, kita akan mengalami penyakit, dan kita akan mengalami kematian. Tidak ada satupun yang bisa menghindarinya. Di luar kesulitan-kesulitan tadi, para yogi yang mempunyai keyakinan yang mantap dan keputusan yang kuat tetap datang untuk mempraktekkan meditasi. Demikian juga dari pihak guru tetap membimbing sampai berakhirnya retret meditasi ini. Sangat menakjubkan bahwa para yogi praktek dengan tenang. Sayadaw mengucapkan sadhu untuk itu. Pihak yasati pun telah menyediakan makanan yang baik, kemudian melakukan penjagaan kesehatan yang baik, antara lain dengan mengambil suhu badan, dan juga telah melakukan perawatan untuk semua hal. Makanan dijaga, kemudian pekerja membersihkan Dhamma Hall, juga yogi yang mau melakukan perjalanan pulang, disiapkan kendaraan, sangat memberikan banyak dukungan bagi para yogi untuk mencapai kemajuan. Para guru, kemudian pihak organizer, yogi, relawan dhamma, pembantu, semuanya mengatur sampai retret ini berakhir. Di setiap malam kita membacakan Metasutta. Sayadaw di sini ingin menyampaikan pengharapan agar para syale, juga organizer di sini semuanya selalu hidup sehat, bahagia dan damai, bisa selalu mempraktekkan meditasi ini untuk membebaskan diri dari sangsara dan sampai akhirnya mencapai nibbana. Sayadaw mengakhiri ceramah beliau sampai di sini untuk malam hari ini. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.